So obviously between making content for YouTube and streaming on Twitch, I play a lot of Legends on PC, but I also play a lot on mobile. I play on my work breaks or lunch breaks, or even if I'm just out and about and I have the free time. Sometimes when I'm at home, if I'm like cooking and I just want to play while I'm down in the kitchen, I'll fire up a game on my phone. And I'm one of those people, I'll admit, that was really lucky. The client changeover didn't impact my mobile experience very much, if I'm being honest. I have an old Galaxy S7 phone. It's not even an S7 Edge, just straight S7, cracked screen, not a great phone, but for whatever reason, the new client has been pretty great on my phone. So I'm not going to say that there's not like some animation lag and whatever, but I've had no problems downloading the assets and playing, so that's kind of been an uninterrupted experience for me. That being said, I had some people that asked, hey, have you ever thought about making mobile content or release a video that you recorded from your phone? And the answer is no, I hadn't actually considered it. I've recorded mobile games in the past and done content for it, but for Legends, it's just a lot easier to record on PC because I can talk like I am now and I can narrate my experience. And with mobile, it's really hard to capture my narration like real time, live, so I have to do it after the fact. But since so many people have had problems, I figured I would do one game, right? Record a game, do some narration after the fact, just to kind of show people, hey, this is what it's like when I'm playing on mobile. This is what I'm doing on my work breaks. So that's what this video is. It's going to be me playing mid Dagoth. Couple of caveats here. This is a game I recorded last weekend, so it's not the most recent patch. We've had a patch since then. My experience hasn't changed much since the patch, but I do want to point that out. This is not the 2.2 version of the game, if you will. And yeah, narration's not going to be live. It's going to be me here today, so I'm going to do my best to remember what my train of thought was or what I was thinking a week ago. Yeah, anyway, this is going to be me playing mid Dagoth on mobile, just so that you guys can kind of see what the experience is like. And if you've only played the game on PC, maybe this will be your first time seeing what the menu looks like. The UI is a little bit different as you try to cram everything onto that smaller screen. So anyway, enjoy, and let's dive right in. All right, so here we go. We are gonna show you what it's like when I'm playing on mobile. So that was the mobile menu. This was me hitting play and then going to the ranked games. Selecting the mid Dagoth list. It's the list I've been playing the most for 2.5 months now. It's very, very competitive, very, well, I mean, it's just really, really good. It's very fun to play for me personally. It fits my play style, and it got a great win rate for me. So typically when I'm playing on mobile, I find that I'm playing mid-range decks or aggressive decks more often, just because I'm trying to play in tight windows for time. And that means I don't want like hour-long control mirrors. So here we go. I queued in, and we could see that I am against Redoran. Could be aggro Redoran, could be conscription Redoran. Didn't really know at that point. Liked my opening hand though. Crown Quartermaster is great. I'd like to find a 2-drop. I could have considered mulliganing Shadow Shift there, but since I didn't know which version of Redoran I was playing against, I kind of didn't want to risk it either way. Quartermaster into Gambler later on though is solid, because the Steel Dagger is something that I can pitch. And this is a feels bad turn. So clearly, you know, hindsight being 2020, I probably should have mulliganed away that Shadow Shift, but I like having a Shadow Shift early because oftentimes it provides me with some much needed flexibility. Now, in this situation, I can choose to Skaven, but it doesn't clear the other creature, or I could play the Gambler. I opt to play the Gambler because the rest of my hand is pretty clunky for a turn 4 as well. And I, at this point, probably think to myself this is an aggro list. Now, the Edict answers that question, right? It's probably not, but at the time, I'd only seen a couple of 2-drops, could be aggro, so I thought, okay, I'll need to draw a bunch of cards because I'm going to need answers. But now that I know it's conscription, or that it's likely conscription, I realize, okay, I'm just going to need to rely on my big threats here. So they take the trade, but we catch a prophecy. Prophecy's great. We can trade into the 4-1, and since we know that's our game plan, we go ahead and shackle the Windkeep Spellsword there. Now, I play the hand knowing that this is going to eat a cast into time, but it's likely that we're not going to need to stabilize nearly as much as we need aggression, and so I play this one first, hoping that the Blood Dragon will stick next turn. And if that's the case, Blood Dragon ends up being the better aggressive card for us because it can ignore guards. So we go ahead, we slap that Blood Dragon down, and now is when we hope that they don't have a second removal, or in this case a third removal, because they played the Edict and the cast into time, and we know that we have to start generating pressure because it is a conscription list, and now the clock starts ticking, right? They have the ring, so they can play conscription in 4 turns, potentially less turns needed because of ramp, but the good news for us is the number of cards they have in the hand is pretty small. So I opt here to play the Giant just because at 7 Magicka, all the other plays are clunky, and this gets the 5/5 up, so it makes it less likely that they're going to trade into my Blood Dragon and kill it by taking this path. We get hit with a second cast into time, which feels really bad, but it also means that's like their, or at least the majority of their entire turn. Now here, because we took the path we did, we can play 2 4-drops. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's what I opted to do. Earthbone will take out the 1/1, and then the Mace means we get to swing for 11, but also it means that without like a rapid shot or something, they're not going to be able to clear our Giant. Now, oh, that's right, I traded. Okay, trade works too. I probably thought that Stormcloak Vanguard or something would have equally felt as bad. This is a great turn for us. The fact that they basically used a silence to get rid of our weapon and we still got left with a 7/4 is fantastic. Here I'm going to play Mournhold Trader and then just play Merrick because I get a full board's worth of items, and then I can't trade into anything here because they have Shadow, but the pressure that this creates is really, really good. If any of these catch Drain or catch Guard, that's also really good. So Mournhold Trader catches Guard. We also got the Glass Helm on Merrick, so we gained a little bit of health. I feel comfortable. Hey, I'm not likely in danger of dying here. You can see a little bit of lag there again. That's kind of the mobile experience, but yeah, fantastic Merrick. Really big tempo swing for us. The rest of our hand is clunky, but we have a lot of ways to draw cards, so I don't feel ultra bad about it. So that steals the Guard, right? So that they can make some quality value trades here, as well as put a Guard in the way of my guys in the Shadow Lane, but with not 1 but 2 Shadow Shifts, kind of irrelevant. They would have to essentially clear everything but Merrick to get us out of lethal, and then even in that situation, we have 1 damage is all we need, right? Crown Quartermaster gives us a dagger. Shadow Shift moves even Merrick potentially over, away from the guards. So if they have an Edict here, then they can clear the Mournhold and do just that. So, much like I said, we're searching for 1 damage here. I actually don't think I found it. I think if I remember it, I use all of my draw cards and I don't find 1 damage, which was kind of feels bad. I Shadow Shift the Crown Quartermaster here because it has cover, because it came down in the Shadow Lane. Oh, I do remember this now. I use all of them and I get 3 Awakened Dreamers, which is still okay, because on the board, they don't have nearly enough damage to really threaten lethal, so even if we don't kill them this turn, the fact that I essentially flooded the board with a bunch of 3/4s meant that even if they played conscription, we just still win, right? So yeah, this is 100% what happens. I play 3 creatures that end up being 3/4s, and if they had conscription here, it's just not going to do them any good. They would gain some health from the Bruma, sure, but they don't have nearly enough in Redoran specifically, because you don't get shackles, you don't get like Fighters Guild recruit. They don't have nearly enough to survive if they were to play conscription here. So this is, in case you're wondering, this is the way you try to beat conscription. You have to generate enough positive pressure, enough positive tempo. I'm checking here. I'm like, oh yeah, wow, that's the 3rd cast into time. Holy cow. But yeah, you have to generate a board state that punishes as, wow, I'm slurring, punishes them if they play conscription. So there we have it. That is easy peasy Victor Easy. And that's a game on mobile. So as you could see, some lag, right? A little bit of stuttering effects, but you know, my phone is old. Oh, that screen flip may have been me like turning it. I don't actually 100% know what was going on there, but I assume that was me flipping the screen. Yeah, my phone is old, not holding up the best. A little bit of stuttering effects, but entirely playable. I'm not running into bugs. I didn't see anything that was too painful there, so that's a game on mobile. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.